Yes, welcome to Newspapers Today on OSBC TV. It is a moment to look into the national dailies and as well trash out salient stories for your information and enjoyment. My name is Adebare Jumagide. Welcome on board. Firstly, I'll be taking the headlines. I'm starting with the Punch newspaper. Subsidy protest. Banks, offices shut amid rallies. Labour demands 200,000 naira wage. NSC TUC leaders hold emergency NEC today after special meeting with Tinubu. National Assembly. Federal government sues Labour leaders, says protests will be suspended. Our protesters broke National Assembly gate. Oyetola, Lalong, Bagudu, 16 others make second ministerial list. PDP inaugurates campaign councils for Bayelsa, Imo, Kogi polls. Lagos probes doctor's death in hospital elevator. Colleagues shun work. Suspended platoon local government chairman asks police to unseal offices. 2 killed, many abducted in Niger terror attack. Federal government deletes 18 illegal loan apps. Nigerian cost power supply. ECOWAS vows to confront junta. And I move to the next paper coming from the Daily Sun newspaper. I also have this caption: mass protest rocks Nigeria. Federal government commits to fix refinery by December. Angry protesters pull down National Assembly gate. Take over streets nationwide. Academics administrative activities stalled on campuses. NSC TUC promised to storm court over contempt charge. Niger coup. ECOWAS defense chiefs meet in Abuja. Ministerial nomination. Bagudu, Lalong, Oyetola, Mutawali, 15 others make Tinubu's second list. Northwest, Southwest get lion's share. Southeast only 5 slots. Man dies protecting some from collapsed building in Akure. I now proceed to the leadership newspaper, and I have these captions. ABC chair NEC to ratify Gandhi's appointment today. Hardship. Tinubu weighs in as protests rock states. Abuja. Labour may suspend action after meeting with President. We can no longer breathe, workers tell federal government. Questions 1 trillion naira subsidy savings. National Assembly appeals for 1 week to intervene. Lalong, Bagudu, Mutawali, Oyetola, 15 others make second ministerial list. Niger, ECOWAS defense chiefs meets in Nigeria. Nigeria also cuts power supply. Experts query NCAA director's role in Lagos plane crash. We have no control over fuel price, forex, CBN tells reps. And from the Guardian newspaper, also have this caption: Cabinet size near 70 as Tinubu ignores calls for lean government. Abubakar leads ECOWAS mission for negotiation with Niger junta. Buhari Osibajo absent as APC NEC ratifies Ganduje today. Military coup looking inward as democratic governors to Africa. After Tinubu's party, Labour federal government in fresh legal tangle over protests. Protests as 40 elevator keys doctor in Lagos hospital. At this moment, it is my pleasure introducing to you my guest is a legal practitioner, Mr. Kayode Adebisi. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you for inviting me. Good morning, Nigerians.
You will join me to trash out issues that make the national daily speak today. You're welcome once again.
Yes, it's a pleasure.
All right, let's start. I have this caption coming from the Vanguard newspaper. Labour protest hardship as Tinubu weighs in. How you describe the conduct of the organized labor during the protest that commenced yesterday?
Well, it's a beauty of a democratic process, and it's better to negotiate, to dialogue than to engage in confrontational engagement with the government and the people. Yeah, all over the country yesterday, people actually troop out. Even non-labor, the TUC, the masses of the people, they joined the long overdue protest. And there is no court injunction or no expert that can stop people from protesting. Everybody knows that what is on ground now needs to be urgently addressed, and that is what the Mr. President ought to have done before now. Let the palliative be on ground before you embark on the removal of the subsidy. So, and the state government too, they also have the duty, because the allocation they are collecting now is ordinary than what they used to collect. Okay. So they should also do their own palliative to the people on time, because if you look at the health sector particular now, it has been challenged before, and it's been challenged. And if care is not taken, if the medical doctor go on strike now, it will devastate the situation the more.
Okay, examine the protest which started yesterday. What's your take on the comportment of the workers and the intervention of the police, the law enforcement agents?
Yes, there is nowhere we had any incident of maybe fatality or maybe bandage. It was not like NSAS that was hijacked by the hoodlums. So even in Osogbo here, it was peaceful. I saw them marching through the Ola here to Gogoluwa, down to government secretariat. And when getting there, the police are on ground, and the government addressed them that they will roll out their palliative in a matter of hours. Very, very soon. That will not take longer than necessary. And the labor said they will go back to the drawing board to review the reaction of the government, so that they will know the lesson for the action. If they don't see anything tangible again, they will go back to the trenches.
Have Nigerians ever had it so good like what was experienced yesterday? Though the gate of the National Assembly also was pulled down.
Yeah. It was due to the poor arrangement at the level of the National Assembly leadership. Once you knew that they were coming, they were marching, you would have been on alert outside, not for go and build on the.
Or perhaps give directive to the law enforcement agent that the door should be open.
This one, so why did you refuse to open the gate? And they were shouting, "Open the gate, open the gate!" A kind of warning before they eventually put down the wall of Jericho, so to say. So that would serve as a lesson, because if care is not taken, so there can be some overzealous police officers that will overreact. But thank God that eventually Senator Adim Dume and one National Assembly leaders also address them. Okay,
the federal government was threatening that the action is against the content of the court. How lawful was their protest?
Well, they have been decided by courts on several cases that you cannot use the court injunction, or you cannot use the executive power to stop people from exercising their fundamental human rights, to express their feelings, to make known their agitations, and it's part of the democratic process. So even if there is any existing court order like that, it cannot work in a situation like this, because there is already a palpitation of fears in some already. So for the government now to use its own discretion to act fast and address the issues as much as practicable.
All right, thank you. All right, still reading further from that Vanguard papers. As I have this, federal government moves to placate labor with wage award. Orders promises to reject steering committee to roll out CNG vehicles. We are returning to negotiation with federal government. Labor cut down costs use made in Nigerian vehicles. Labor tells National Assembly. Okay, let's take it one after the other. This is the result of the outcome of the meetings that the Labour had with Mr. President yesterday. We heard them promised them Labour wage award, promised to reject, set up the presidential steering committee, and as well to continue negotiation. Do you see the option of dialogue towards resolving the misunderstanding, the seemingly round between the two groups?
Well, we only hope that whatever negotiation or whatever agreement they have, we see the light of the day. Before the bottom line issue is the issue of the economy. How are you going to fix the economy? How are the people going to ensure that even these refineries, are they going to work? Because the marketers, you cannot tell them to reduce the price. So when you have said government have no business in business, so at the same time you cannot give any order to them. So that's the meaning of having free markets, the capitalists. So the best thing for the government on its own to have its own refineries to compete with these private independent marketers. So that's the best option.
The president promised that Port Harcourt refineries will commence operation by December. Is it a good
December is almost here with us. Let us wait and give them the benefit of doubt. They were even appealing yesterday that they should give them 1 time, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So let us see and wait, because it's not only for the labor, but the generality of Nigerian people, the artisans, the market women, so many other sectors.
Do you think if that refinery, Port Harcourt refinery is put in place after completion by the Italian firm, will bring good omen to Nigerians?
It will bring good omen, at least gradually, because there is no need for you to export crude oil and refine there again. Foreign exchange will have been at least avoided in that circumstances, exchanging for dollars, because they will not collect it on naira.
Okay, cut down costs use made in Nigerian vehicles. Labour tells National Assembly. Your reactions?
Yes. Even now we have electric car, we have cars that are being powered by gas. So those are the areas the government should look at. It's not only petroleum-based cars alone, vehicles that will be put in circulation. So if you are able to encourage this investor to bring these cars at a very affordable exchange rate, then it will reduce the pressure on the petroleum.
Okay. All right. Senate begs Labour to suspend strike. Promises to look into the demands in 1 week. Is it not belated?
Yes, it's not belated. If 1 week is 1 week, just a matter of 7 days. So they look into it, but the issue is that whatever they arrive at, are going to implementation is our problem. So that we will not be having incessant protest, which may be hijacked by the already overheated policy.
Alright, okay, blame, so discussion, blame law enforcement agents for locking off the National Assembly gate. The issue has been trashed out. Alright, let's have discussion, how infrastructure decay hampers judicial system. Do you think the judiciary system also been faced with challenges of infrastructure.
Yeah, they have infrastructure. Even some courts, they are not worth of being used called a court in Nigeria.
How and why?
Because of the equipment they put there, moribund. Because of even the wall, some room will be leaking. And expect that area to be used as court. Some of gadgets, computers, typing, all these things, they say they will not have, they don't have. So those are the issues that can bring delay. There are some processes that are not exposed, they're supposed to be exposed to the people.
Okay.
But because of the condition they find themselves.
All right. Okay. Senate receives 19 additional ministerial nominees. 47 ministers in all, highest since 1999. 2 from Kano, 2 from Lagos, 1 from FCT, FCT indigene. 5 former governors make list. We have Fagbemi, Alake, 2 others screen. And there's another report that said that the total number of these cabinets to be formed is about 70. It's very close to 70 now, as President is talking about laying governors and reduction of the cost of governance.
Yes. We should not forget that it's a federation. To me, I don't think 47 is too much. Okay. For the cabinet, for a federation of over 250 million people. We have a state that have 50. Commissioner, SA, you had more than 50.
Okay, what's your take on the process of screening the ministerial nominees at the National Assembly?
It's more or less like a business as usual.
No.
Because this senator taking your bow, I saw some of them. Maybe I said the offices like Attorney General and Lucky, that I saw that at least they were rigorously screened, so to say. But some others, just a matter of taking your bow. Maybe because they rely on their credentials, but that in terms of experience, former governor, immediate past governor, so that's the assumption. Okay. But what I know is that the kind of a president we have, it's not like a immediate past president that will just say, hey, I belong to everybody. If you see that you don't work within the reasonable time, they will throw the person out of the office.
All right. After labor protest, Tinubu says Port Harcourt refineries to work by December. Workers pulled down National Assembly gate. I will say that. Federal government sues NLC-TUC over contempt of court. Labor mobilizes workers to storm court. Let's see from that tribune. I still have this. Nomination open for 2023 Obafemi Awolowo Leadership Prize. Okay, that's just that. There's another story. We are coming back to the issue of the doctors. But let me still take this. Labour, from that is talks with Tinubu on cost of living fruitful. That is coming from the Nation newspaper. NLC President made pledges on refineries, wage award, others. That's it. NLC President made pledges on refineries, wage award, others. We still have this. Business as usual in government, private offices, banks on protest day. Protesters break down National Assembly gate. Okay. Still have this. Ministers Bagudu, Matawale, Itola, 16 others on supplementary list. Yes, let's go. We move to this issue. ECOWAS just up for military action in Niger. Do you think is the best option?
It's not the best, because if you know what a military action always be, they don't joke with the power. And Nigeria cannot afford, maybe because we are chairman of ECOWAS.
All right.
They should involve the AU, African Union, as a global body that comprises of all the other countries in Africa. Right. And they should engage in the diplomatic means. You have Nigerians that are living there, we have our investment there. So they people can nationalize it, and there's nothing we can do. So they should lead the battle for Russia and USA. Nigeria should not allow USA to push us no matter how. So diplomatic means is the way out.
Okay, Nigeria cost of electricity supply to Niger. What is likely to be the implication for the Nigerians?
They are not giving them for free. With the income we are getting, the other may also stop. And before we know it, they will get supply from other countries. They have other countries that are also supplying electricity to other countries, so they can join them.
And if care is not taken, what will be the long-term effect of that?
There will be loss of jobs, so applied for industrial usage.
Even lose the business
venture, and so unemployment, crimes rate will increase. And before we know it, there will be influx of these people to neighboring communities adjoining to Niger.
Don't you think that the Nigeria needs to be diplomatic in
we have to address it because so it can aggravate our own insecurity.
They will think about the economic benefit and other things, like the developed nations.
Yes, that's it. That's just the point.
All right. Okay, devaluation. Nigerian banks record 716.8 billion losses as a result of the sanctions on the country. All right. Why Tinubu's promise of Port Harcourt refinery ready by December, Labour suspend protest, extends dialogue. That is coming from this day newspaper. Okay, quickly because of our time, let's take this issue of one of the doctors that died in the elevator in Lagos hospital.
Yeah, very unfortunate. It's a suable incident for negligence. I think people have been complaining about that elevator since 2011. Okay. And the only excuse they gave them that they have written several letters to the Lagos state government and that they have not responded. So, maybe if one commissioner had died before that time, but if it is poor man, they will not respond. Now that somebody who has been trained right from childhood to that age, the parents, relative dependent, they are expecting to reap from the fruit of their labor. Now she just died like that, and before we know it, we just say we have sent condolence messages to the family. That's all. No compensation, nothing. That in a advanced country you can't do that and escape.
Don't you think that the state of emergency needed to be declared, especially in government institutions that are using such facilities, elevators? If there's no alternative, that it should be abandoned or to provide security ways of escaping.
Yes, because there is no alternative. That is why they are still using it. Ordinarily, they should have even closed that hospital, unless you have any other alternative route for you to maybe say 25 scraper building to get to that place. But elevator is the only way you can get to the upper scraper. There's no other means. The other means will be very onerous and stressful.
I don't mean that that method, I mean the other means that is stressful would have been better. I know of a government institution that allows secretariat in Lagos. Once they, because of the fear of this elevator, because the scenario keep repeating itself.
The alternative will not be better because.
So when I got there, I decided to walk.
If somebody is in an emergency, can that person walk?
Though at the same time I use it, but later I decided to be walking.
For some people,
using the elevator.
It will work for some people, but about the half of emergency, like maybe you just had a broken leg. It's only the elevator that can make it easier for you.
Or if there's another emergency
again,
for them to escape,
to rush the person out of the elevator or fire outbreak.
I think they need to intensify putting the engineers in place to oversee
very unfortunate
such operations.
Yes.
They
said they have repaired it, and the following day we deliver for the engineer. If you have repair something, that means the thing has suffered.
All right. Okay.
Look with time.
We have to wrap up today's presentation at this juncture. Special thanks to Mr. Kayode.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And thank you for being there with us on the program. Join my colleagues tomorrow for the next presentation of the program. Do have a lovely working day.